This is another performance from Singer 2024. Is he competing again? Did the man not prove his point the first time? Well, more for us. So, there we are. Hello wonderful humans of the internet, how are we? My name is Sam and I am a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Patreon and various other social media platforms, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. Over there. Now if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special roles on my Discord server, and you have access to all sorts of bonus content like my Vocal Anatomy 101 series, so consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, I'm still riding this Dimash journey. We are going to listen to Angel Love, which is from Singer 2024. I can't believe he's doing it again. I'm shocked. Is this a common thing? Do people go back and compete more than once? It might be. I'm just clueless. Anyway, I don't know what Angel Love is. I don't know if it's one of his songs. I don't know if it's a cover. I know nothing. So let's just go and see what we think. The heartbeats. Never gets old.
Sen mаған махаббат сыйладың дүние дидарын, құс болып ұштың самғай, құс жолын іздеп талмай.
Ooh. Disclaimer, I have no idea what language he's singing in. At some parts it sounds kind of like Arabic sounding. At some points it sounds Japanese. I have no idea. But anyway, I'm getting the emotions and that's the main thing. This soft approach is gorgeous. I love Dimash when he's in his like soft space, and this is just quintessential beauty. There's almost like a whispered quality to it, but it's not whispered because whisper has no pitch. Just like that. When you're whispering in song, you're actually creating pitch. You're just making it very, very aspirate, which is passing more air through the vocal folds, and you're bringing the volume down. But what I really like about this is it allows him a little platform to jump into a little bit more of a cleaner, more forward placed tone. So you get na 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 na. He pushes a little bit through, and it just gives a little burst of intensity without getting intense. There's a sound that he makes that I'm struggling to kind of locate. It sounds almost like guttural, like it sounds in the back of the throat, like that. That's the essence of the sound. It is in there, and I think that's maybe a language thing. I don't have that formation ready to go, but I think that that'll be a sound that he makes in his native tongue. That is a guess, but it's an educated guess. Anyway, beautiful. Let's keep going.
Махаббат өмірдің бақыты, махаббат өмірдің жақұты, тербейді көңіл арман, армансыз өмір жалған.
How to turn that rolled tongue through a gentle phrase. Amazing. He's managing to like just fold it through, and it is so seamless. That sound could easily break that flow, but he manages to somehow make it really smooth. Just so impressive. And now can you hear that? It almost feels like you're letting the velum kind of relax, but it has this kind of feeling that it's down here, but I think it's actually somewhere here. I'll investigate further.
Жұлдызым сен жанған, махаббаттан, махаббаттан сүйемін, сүйемін, сағына sağınamın sağınasın bilimin sezimin.
The way that he is using consonants as like just little platforms to get onto the next part. Oh, just gorgeous! Like, I know that Dimash is a very well-trained singer, and a lot of the time with like trained singers, especially when they go through the classical kind of route and system, you get more emphasis on vowels because it's an open sound. It feels bigger, it feels like you're giving more space, and the consonants are kind of disregarded or made secondary. So the fact that he has such reverence and skill with a well-placed consonant just makes my heart sing. It kind of feels like he's bridging like vocal styles in order to make this completely unique sound. I love it. This way that he's kind of putting the aspirate tone through and then adding like a little pop at the end, like da 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 da, that kind of thing. It sounds like he's kind of mimicking breathlessness in order to like add character to this song, in order to make it feel more laboured. He's so special.
Yükümüz yerdeki elimde Terbiyle bedimi evenge Şaralım şalğız şalğız Şaraskan taxtarlarımız.
The little physical trigger that I noticed there was when he went into that more kind of laboured head space, or even a more intense sound. It wasn't laboured. His hand went out and kind of steadied himself onto the microphone. This is just a subtle way that his body is letting us know that he's anchoring this sound. Anchoring is basically just using muscle groups in order to kind of create a solid framework so that your larynx and the teeny little muscles in there don't have to work as hard to reach some of these more intense sounds. I really, the way that he just kind of popped it in there, love it.
Махаббат сезім бол ең сұлу Беретін жаныма тек сұлу Жанымда өзің барда Сөнбейтін сезім барда.
Another thing he does is he tilts his head slightly to the side. So he'll turn it at the point where he wants to get more intensity. Da 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 da. And then he'll bring it back in. I think this is just his neck anchors. So you've got your sternocleidomastoid muscles run down here. They're a good part of your head anchors. So just a way to kind of at least engage them in a very subtle way. I notice he does that a lot. He does sing off to the side. And I suppose that's just a way to engage his muscles in like a deliberate way that feels stylized. It's very, very cool. Very good. Oh, that lovely rounded sound, very operatic, getting into that kind of space. The larynx was a wee bit dropped. There was a lot of tilt, a lot of vibrato. But then his offset was completely aspirate. So it went into this airy kind of dissipated sound. Oh, he just does things that aren't what you would expect. So you would expect that to have finished on that operatic tone. But he completely flips it on its head. And you're just left kind of not knowing what's going to happen next. I love this guy. There's that in-ear monitor coming out again. He really likes this, so I think when he gets into more intense places in his vocals, he likes to feel the ambient sound of the room. He doesn't want to be too stuck in his own head, like literally with these things, because what this is doing is giving him his own vocals back to him straight into his ear so that he can hear exactly what he's doing. He doesn't have to push. He doesn't have to wonder if he's hitting the right pitch. He's getting a loop straight back into his ear. But sometimes that feels really isolating. Well, they're called sound isolating earphones. So take one out and you get kind of a mix, best of both worlds. I like one in, one out as well. We're simpatico, Dimash. I love a violin. Weird thing to say, but do you not think that violin sounds like crying? That's the only way I can describe it. It sounds like an instrument that was built for sorrow and for sobbing. It just has that sad energy to it, but in like the best way. Cheeky, that was amazing. This feels like he's changed the language. Is he now singing in Chinese? That sounds Chinese to me. I am no language expert, but that is different from what was going on before. Is it? Is it? Let me know. If he is, he just has this thing where he's like, I'll sing in every style imaginable, in every language that you can throw at me. This man has no upper limit to the potential and the talent and the skill. Oh. Now, also, the difference in that kind of guttural sound that I was talking about is completely flipped on its head. So that sound is now gone and it's more of a it's a lighter lifted place that he's singing from now. The placement completely has to change because the language is completely changed, and that's something that I don't think people take into account when folk sing in languages that aren't their own tongue. Everything about your mouth has to change. Your tongue placement, your velum placement, your pharynx shape, everything changes when you just change the language. And then when you add singing on top of that, I mean, it's a huge task, and he just does it like it's nothing. He does it in the middle of a song. If I'm right, he might not have changed language. Oh, this boy does so much with his breath. You have no idea. Like that lovely kind of rounded sound that then went into an aspirate sound that then went into complete air, that he then kind of added a little bit of texture and character onto the very end of that breath. Give me strength. I don't know about many folk, but I think that a lot of folk go to Dimash for these big sounds and this like really high energy, like high pitched even strength. I find so much beauty in these little moments, these little pockets, the corners of his vocals that I cannot praise enough. I think he's spectacular. His high energy stuff is just fantastic too, but this, it to me speaks to a part of me that is more primal. It gets me right here. Oof. Oh, Dimash. Right, do you know what this reminds me of? I think, casting my mind back, it was a long time ago now, when he did Singer the first time around, the first song that was suggested to me was SOS, and he ended like that. He did a very soft sound that had a slight crescendo back into a diminuendo. So you feel like you're going, it has that energy of like a little swell, like a heartbeat. Oh, the way that he steadied that sound, and his lip shape just stayed like dead on. He was like statuesque, but like literally still, in order to create that stable framework, that stable sound. The shape of the vowel was completely 100% the same the whole time. And the way that he uses a microphone as well is just really special. He knows to back off, to create a little swell, or to move in. He just has every skill that I can think of as a singer, he can do. Possibly with the exception of metal vocals, but I have not heard him sing a metal song yet. I imagine he could probably do it. That was insane. So good. I made a lot of assumptions on language there that I could need some education on. So if you have that information to hand, let me know down in the comments and school me. But if you like that reaction, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? I don't know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And if you like this, please subscribe and I will kiss your face. I will. Maybe in Prague. No. Was that the right notes? I don't know. But anyway, I love you. Bye. And I'll maybe see you in person soon if you're in a certain place on the 22nd of November. Anyway, bye.